Bet you never seen this one coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be reviewing TNA every single week. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. So my views on TNA, I thought it was a solid show. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. Have you fallen off of your chair yet? Have you fallen off your chair? Yeah, that's right. I said TNA was good. Because, I said a lot of shit about TNA back in the day. I've bashed them a lot. And I'm becoming a new person. In this transition of the general, I'm going to be reviewing every single wrestling show right here on General Jerry. Getting a lot of shit set up right now. I've just been signed with a t-shirt company. Full Screen have been very supportive of me. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get into your TNA review, as WJ would say. By the way, shout out to Wrestling Jesus. I seen his video where he was in a dress. Thanks for the nightmares, WJ. But anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, Jeff and Matt come out to open the show. Matt probably needs the he comes out in a pink shirt. And yeah, we have them two on the microphone that were talking, and basically setting up the match for Ethan Carter III versus Matt Hardy for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. But yes, they are building this. I actually found it funny that Ethan Carter III used GIMP in it. Yeah. You can pay me later on, Ethan, but basically them two were talking, they were going at it, they were really setting up Matt Hardy. I really hope Matt Hardy does win it, actually, because I'm a big fan. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a massive fan of the Hardy Boys. And, Carter says he was a big fan of the Hardy Boys in the 90s. And, but then he said that they sucked. He said they were gimps, etc., etc. Josh and the Pope talk about the backstage. I wonder if the siblings will go at it. The Mendez and Young match is hyped and is coming soon as well. So yes, we also see Karen and Jeff Jarrett backstage. Eric Young versus Chris Hernandez. His leg was on the line. Your winner, Eric Young, basically he gets a 2 count from a schoolboy. Young hits a cradle with his feet on the ropes. You'll have thought this bout would have been a little bit longer, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. I think it should have went a little bit longer. I think it went a little bit too quickly. But, all in all, it's not bad. Some people were saying, Jerry, it's corny, it's dumb. If you compare this to WWE, at least there is investment to watch the match. At least you know, okay, he's giving up the leg, or his career's on the line, or whatever it may be. That gives the match more incentive. That's something that WWE needs to learn from a lot. Because WWE essentially, when they do things, it's just, the match is just there. There's nothing on the line. Kevin Owens and Cesaro had a great match, but did not up to anything. So, it's good to see TNA doing that. We also get a X Division promo. The X Division Championship is on the line. Tiger Uno versus DJZ versus Sanjay Dunn. Dud. The 3 guys have a stare down. Tiger Uno wins. When Uno sends Dud out of the ring, he hits a dropkick suplex and a springboard frog splash on DJZ to retain the title. Very, very good. I actually enjoyed this match. I really missed the X Division. I think this is the first time I've seen TNA in about 2 years. Maybe a year, 2 years. It's been a long, long time. But yes, we see James Storm backstage. Says he led out the Law to Abyss and Manic. For anyone who doesn't know, Manic used to be Suicide, which, I was a big fan of the old costume with the skull mask, to be honest with you. I was actually a big fan of Suicide. I thought he was, the main two people I watched TNA Impact for was, Suicide and Jeff Hardy. But now, Manik, it's a different look now and all that there. I'm not too sure about it. I prefer the old school one, or even like just the skull face. I prefer that if they went back to that, but like I said, yes, your next match, we're just going to get into it, is Matic and Abyss versus Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, the Wolves. The Wolves win. Basically, Richards comes out and beats him up. Eddie and Davey hit the powerbomb backpacker for the win. Pretty solid tag match. I actually did enjoy it, and I thought it was good. So, I've always said this, TNA Impact, yeah, they have their flaws. I'm not gonna say that, I'm not gonna be, one of these guys that's gonna be like, oh, TNA is the greatest or whatever, but, there's one thing I will say is that I'm not even gonna say divas are knockouts, and their, tag team division is probably, they do put effort into it. And it's something that WWE needs to look at, personally for me. So yes, the knockout match is next, Velvet Sky versus, Brooke. Short match, things spilled out of the outside, and the Dollhouse came down the attack before anything really was going. Rebel came back to return to Velvet as Taryn announced on the big screen she is the newest member of the Dollhouse. Your winner via disqualification, Velvet Sky. And then we see Bobby Roode backstage, just hyping up the number one contendership for the King of the Mountain. Mr. Anderson, Bobby Lashley, James Storm, and Bobby Roode. Lashley and Roode brawl on the ramp. Storm and Roode face off with the crowd chanting, "Beer Money!" I fucking love Beer Money back in the day. I'm getting a bit emotional, guys. I'm getting a bit emotional. Getting a bit of nostalgia right now, because I used to watch it back in 2011 when Beer Money was around. So Storm is going for the last call, but Roode is able to catch him and hits him with a Roode bomb to win the match. Bobby Roode is your winner. Okay, so this is the main shit right now. Dixie Carter comes out. She talks about how to run a successful company. It's I'm not saying this, but in the source it says insert your own joke. Hey, I laugh at WWE. We can all laugh. We can all have happy times. But anyway, they were just talking mainly about business and company shit. Nothing gets a feud more. Nothing gets a feud going than fucking business talk. He tells Dixie the Global Force Wrestling TNA relationship can help both promotions. Suddenly Drew comes out. He tells Dixie that there's something he needs to say. Basically, Karen comes out. She said Drew says that what attacked Bully Ray and himself, obviously Bully Ray no longer with TNA, he's with WWE, but Galloway basically just said, I checked the rental car and it's under Jeff Jarrett's name. Turns out Jeff Jarrett didn't do it. It was actually under his wife's name. The wife put it on his name. But what happened was something that is a little bit interesting, if this makes sense. But yeah, basically Global Force Wrestling now are attacking TNA, and we're gonna see a war between two franchises. This will be the first time since WWE bought WCW. We don't really see brand kind of rivalries anymore, because mostly wrestling companies do their own thing. But yes, Horrified Josh goes completely apeshit, and TNA made a bad mistake involving these people in the TNA. Then Jeff attacks Drew. Then the Global Force Wrestling guys attack Drew too. TNA guys, including Spud, the Wolves, and Robbie E, run down, and they all get in a huge brawl. Global Force Wrestling gets the upper hand and ends up standing tall in the ring. A horrified Josh goes completely apeshit. TNA and Jarrett's theme plays in the end. I don't know if this is an angle can save the company, but it's quite interesting at least. Like I said, I will say this, the wrestling is pretty solid. I think the wrestlers in TNA, the problem is, yet again, is the financial situation with TNA. But it's interesting, I'll watch it next week, okay? TNA, you dragged me into this, you put me into this, you wanted me to do the review, and I said, hey, might as well. We're gonna be doing a TNA review next week. We'll see how it goes. If you guys like the reviews, I'll continue doing it. You guys are in charge. That is your TNA review. Kind of final thoughts. I thought it was a pretty solid show. I know, yes, the financial situation with TNA is a bit of an issue, but hopefully TNA can move on and do whatever they want to do and try and keep solid storylines. Some of the stipulations for the end of the match is a bit corny. EC3 and the Jeff Hardy's going to be his personal assistant if Matt Hardy loses. Basically Chris Hernandez's leg on the line was a little bit, I wasn't too sure about it, but other than that, I thought it was a good solid show. It was pretty interesting, you kept me interested, so that is your TNA Impact review. Thank you all for watching, and I will be doing more TNA news, more TNA reviews, I'm looking forward to it. We're getting some of that wrestling in here, ladies and gentlemen. But guys, this is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out.